This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Okay. I'm gonna let a few more people come on in before I actually get started. I'm waiting on some good friends of mine. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. All right. I'm gonna get this show on the road in a hot second. Get this together real quick. Y'all ready for tomorrow? Are you ready for tomorrow? Hell, not just tomorrow. This whole week that's about to come up. It's gonna be an interesting week. Let's let a few more people come on in before I get started. Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. It might as well be a class, but it is a bit of a show because we have fun in here, y'all. Learning is fundamental. You gotta learn. You gotta have fun while you learning, or else you're not learning. Yes, learning requires you to have fun. So, with that being said, what the fuck y'all got going on? What are y'all doing? What are you doing? What you doing right now? Go ahead and drop in the comment section what you got going on right now before I get started. Help me out with the engagement by telling me how your day going. Oh, I just spilled my frankincense and myrrh all over the damn. It'll be alright. What up? How y'all doing though? Yeah, that'll be alright. I'm gonna wait on y'all. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me how y'all doing. How you doing, Patrick Ewing? Okay, I see some likes in the comment section. Somebody in here fuck with me. Somebody in here know they about to learn something. Y'all know I use TikTok as a classroom. We don't get on here and play no games. This is the number one school on TikTok. Fuck what you heard. It's the number one school on TikTok. All right. Share the live out, y'all. Let me get some. Let me get. The class begins once I get to 500 likes. That's when the class begins. 500 likes. I'm finna move the goalpost and say 1,000 likes. The class begins. I'm just playing. 500 likes. 500 likes. I'm stalling. Come on in. If you on the outside looking in, bring your ass on in class. Come on in. Tell me what city and state you listening from. All right. Hit the follow button if you new here. Don't be a stranger. Don't be no stranger. All right. So here we go. I'll go ahead and get started. We ain't gonna waste no time. We about to talk about how this war in the Middle East can affect the global economy. Chase, what up? I see you on time. I'm talking about when I say I just got on 5 minutes ago. You right on time. I got my number one stepper in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Chase gonna chase your ass right on up out of here if you act wrong. Let it be known. Let it be known. All right. We're gonna talk about how the war in the Middle East can affect the global economy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. All right. I want to teach this the right way though, because when when rookies and beginners hear the word war, they usually do one or two bad things, okay? And we're going to make sure we clear that up tonight. Come on, y'all. Come on in. I have 0 new followers, but I see some new faces. Hit that follow button, y'all. All right. So either way, this is what they do. They either panic and think the whole world is about to end, right? Or they get too casual and they act like none of it matters. Now, both of them are the wrong reaction to have. All right. So we're gonna go over what I recommend you to do. Again, this is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. All right. So first, I want to do a mic check. Chase, how do my mic sound? How do I sound? How do I sound? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you see my screen good before I get started? I also need to get the 500 likes, y'all. While I'm yapping, I need y'all tapping. Okay, that's what's up. All right, so here we go. When a war starts expanding in a part of the world that matters to oil, shipping, money, and trade, it can absolutely affect the global economy. All right, it can affect the way money is being treated around the world, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to understand how. All right, you can't just hear a scary headline like they've been throwing around left and right and start guessing. That's how people get confused. We're not going to do that. That's how people end up making emotional decisions, and that is exactly how people blow their account. All right, so what I want to do in this class is slow all the way down and explain it like I'm teaching somebody who knows absolutely nothing. So don't feel like I'm speaking to you in a condescending way or anything. I'm just making sure I reach those who are extremely new to investing or extremely new to trading. Okay. Sometimes it sounds foreign when you get on TikTok, and these people, these creators, they don't think about whether or not, you understand what they're saying or not. So I want to make sure that I do. I know how it feels. Now, again, I'm not going to assume you understand capital flight. I'm not going to assume you understand inflation. I'm not going to assume that you understand why oil matters or why the stock market get red like it's doing right now whenever the war is getting worse. Whenever conditionings are worsening. Whenever conditions worsen. Okay. Now we're going to build this step by step. Before we even start, let me give you one rule that's going to protect your mind and your money. Where we at? We way past 500 likes. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Of course, okay, we're going to talk about that in a hot second. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen, you know what I mean? It helped me push the live out to a larger audience. Now, we have to separate the facts from interpretation. The facts are what actually happened. You see what I'm saying? Interpretation is what those facts may mean. All right. Now, then you got fantasy. Fantasy is when people start speaking like they know the future, or when they really really just got strong emotions. So A is asking me in the comment section, should he hold or should she hold? I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. My point is, the uncertainty is real. The second thing is, I'm not a crystal ball, so don't take my advice. Don't take anyone's advice, which is why I want to talk about tonight. You have to be able to separate facts from interpretation. Okay. You don't know the outcome of what's about to happen. You don't know where we're headed. This could be a repeat of last year, and the market could go down from here for the next 3 months, or it could be something completely different. But either way it goes, the facts are what actually happened. Interpretation is what those facts may mean. And then you got fantasy, which is when people start acting like they got crystal balls and shit, or like Cleo calling me now for a bumbleclot reading. No, they don't know what the fuck going on. So a lot of people in the markets are not confused because information is hard. They confused because they mix facts, opinions, fear, all this shit together until it sound the same. What up? I am the problem. So look, we not doing that tonight. We're gonna think clearly. All right. So we're going to start with the bigger picture. Y'all know I always love looking at the bigger picture. Yeah, Miss Cleo. They don't know nothing about Miss Cleo. Call me now. So a lot of beginners hear about war in another part of the world and they think that ain't got shit to do with me. I live over here. I shop over here. I work over here. Why should I give a fuck about the war? That's what a lot of people say. Mr. Nice Guy says, it just depends on how long the war lasts. I do try to keep updates on how the war is going. That's better than the person that act like it don't got shit to do with them, though, Mr. Nice Guy. Okay? So, that's a childish way to think about a global economy. That is a childish way to think about a global economy. The world is connected through money, energy, trade, shipping, banking, supply chains, etc., right? And investor behavior. Literally, the way we behave connects the world. So when a major conflict begins expanding in a region that helps power the world, like the Strait of Hormuz, okay? Let's see, hold on. This is a very important part of the world because they control oil supply. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody says much love. Get silver and crypto in search of partners and rich in 16 months. I don't know what you're talking about, but you about to get blocked, Kent. Michael Kent, I don't know if I want to block you or not. I don't know what you're saying. I don't want to misinterpret and kick you out and you don't mean no harm. But anyways, so we have a major conflict that is getting worse. It's expanding. And this region helps power the world. It does not stay in a local. It does not stay local in an economic sense. Let's put it that way. All right. So this can spread through the financial system fast. No, you ain't got to kick him out. If he say one more thing about anything, if he try to promote anything, get him out of here. Mr. Nice Guy says you could definitely bet if any ships get hit, their oil prices will probably rise. Oh, it's already happening. I'm trying to make everyone rich. This conflict will make more money move to silver and crypto. Okay, yeah, you don't got to go, Michael Kent. I just wanted to be sure and see what you was talking about. But I do agree with you somewhat on the crypto part, a little bit on the silver part and copper. But anyways, back to the topic. This happens not because bombs are physically landing everywhere. That's not happening right now, right? Let's just be clear on that there's a reason for the season. And it's not because we got bombs dropping everywhere. But it is literally because fear and cost and uncertainty travel much faster than these armies can. Okay? It travel way faster than the armies do. So that's the first thing I want y'all to understand. All right, you must know that the war does not have to physically reach your front door to start affecting your life. This shit can affect your wallet first. Y'all think I'm bullshitting, don't you? It's going to reach your gas bill first. It could reach the stock market first. It could reach food prices first. You know what I'm saying? This is literally how the modern world works, historically speaking. Just do a little research. So no, this is not just me bringing up foreign policies. I'm not bringing up economic bullshit just to have a conversation, okay? This is a money conversation. All right, come on in. This is a money conversation. Hit the follow button. And if you are not paying attention, okay, and spending time, it's going to become your problem after the damage is already moving through the system and you on the back end of it. Gwen, what up? Said, hey, friend, I did much better in the market today after your class last night. What you traded futures, Gwen? You made sure you took small losses, didn't you, Gwen? That makes me happy. Very happy. Congratulations. See, y'all, that's called the power of execution. That's called the power of execution. You learn something and then you apply it, because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You have to apply this shit. And also, don't just sit in here and be a fly on the wall. Ask questions. If you don't understand something, ask questions, okay? But yeah, like I said, this is an investing conversation. So if you are not paying attention, it's going to be your problem. Now, let's talk about what the market is really reacting to right now. Let's talk about what the market is really reacting to. Let's see what we got. California gas prices already suffering, says Mr. Nice Guy. They are shutting down gas stations in California. Okay. Oh yeah, nah, Michael Kent. We're not getting none. We're not getting no. We're not getting none of them cryptos that you holding right now. You bag holding. We not. We don't want none of them shits. We don't want none of them shit coins that you just named in the comment section. Mr. Nice Guy, better find alternate ways to travel or storing gas if you can. This shit gonna get worse. That's right. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Now, excuse me. The market is not just reacting to war as a headline. Look, let me show y'all something right now. Let me show y'all something. You see this? This in the aftermarket right now. Spy made his way to 656 just now a few minutes ago, about an hour ago. Hey, why do you think? Oh, hold on. Damn, I didn't know that was on the chart still. My bad, y'all. Yeah. This is the S&P 500. Look what it did overnight. 30-minute chart. Let's do a 4-hour chart. There we go. Obviously entering the short position if this shit goes planned. So, yeah. Y'all was here yesterday. Y'all saw this shit. Go watch the replay. We just talked about this exact scenario. Someone said, I'm definitely not going long during this period. I wouldn't advise anyone to do such a thing. Right? Anyways, so basically the market is not just reacting to the war or it's not just reacting to the war as a headline. This is reacting to what the war can do. Okay? The difference matters. So a headline is just noise until it actually connects to something real. So what does the market care about? Can anybody tell me what does the market care about? I do Ziegler, but it don't have to get filled today. It don't have to get filled tomorrow. It don't have to get filled this week. It don't have to, that gap don't have to get filled no time soon. Never lacking, always stacking. I agree, and shit gonna be expensive on puts because of the volatility. Speaking of military stocks, Mr. Nice Guy, hold on. I got something. I got you. Hold on. All right, here we go. There we go. What you think about Bitcoin? I think when it finally reaches all-time highs again, we'll be looking at 200,000. The question is when. So what do I think about Bitcoin? I think I told everybody it was gonna go to 50K last year. I think that's what I think that's what I said. That's what I think. And I think I said we was buying puts on everything Bitcoin related. Yeah, I think that's what I said. I think I said that it wasn't financial advice, but I think I said that we was going to take the money that we made from the puts, from the shit that was Bitcoin related, and buy the bottom of Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah, I think that's what I think about Bitcoin. I think buying the bottom of Bitcoin might be a good decision. Hell, dollar cost averaging might be a good decision too. Only if you trade in with that amount of money. Like if you just got like 60K laying around, ah, why ain't you getting a whole piece? You feel me? You just got it laying around. Why not get a whole piece? Can you zoom in, please, so I can read the chart? Yeah, I can. Let me see. You know, if you turn your phone sideways, Mr. Nice Guy, turn your phone sideways and then zoom in. Okay. You can turn your phone sideways and zoom in, but I'll still zoom in a little more for you. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in on the top 5 first, and then I'm gonna show you the second half. Somebody says, bro, that's game for real buying one Bitcoin. I mean, shit, if you can only afford one. Me personally, I'm not finna sit up here and stockpile fractional shares of Bitcoin. It'll pay though. It could pay off. I'm not knocking those who do. All right, but anyways, the market, nobody answered my question. I asked y'all, what does the market care about? It cares about whether oil supply gets disrupted. It cares about whether major shipping routes become dangerous. It care about whether the price of energy gonna rise. So all of this shit matters. Yeah. Because right now, the major shipping routes have become dangerous. It cares about whether the price of energy rises. It cares about whether inflation stay higher stay higher for a longer period of time. See, that's something else people not taking into account is inflation. You can't count inflation out. You can't. Be lovely. What's up? What's up? ONDS for defense. I agree with you, Swindled Rhino. If you asking me a question, did you answer the question about why you think the ISO coins are shit coins? Okay, so these are small time. I'm gonna say small term, short term investments. Like, why would you want to hold that shit for a long time? I am the problem. Unless if you got money to just throw away, you got money to blow, getting it in, letting them bills fall all on that shit. You got money to blow. Go get this shit then. Go buy it all. Be my guest. I'm not even gonna tell you what to buy. I just personally think it's a shit coin. It's okay. I could think strawberries is shit. That don't mean that they shit for real. You feel me? I am the problem. That is that type of shit. How late am I? Faye, you about 40 minutes late, but good for you. I haven't really covered much. I pretty much just talked about why, you know, how you supposed to look at this type of situation that we in right now with the war from an investor point of view. You didn't miss too much of nothing. Oh no, I am the problem. I know. I'm just explaining it to you because guess what? I'm the problem too sometimes. So don't listen. I'm just saying he coming in here telling people to buy that shit. He didn't even tell you it wasn't financial advice or nothing, which means somebody could buy it, and I don't want to be held liable because he on my little platform, you know what I'm saying, on my show doing that. Like I don't necessarily don't want y'all to tell each other what to buy, but just be careful buying what somebody in the comment section said buy. Be careful buying what anybody say buy, right? Do your own research, do some due diligence. Me personally, I don't know enough about ISO to tell you whether it's a good investment or not. And then I don't know your personal financial situation to tell you whether to buy ISO or not. I don't know shit about ISO to say shit other than the fact that it's a meme coin or an altcoin, right? To me, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe XRP. That's the big three. Of course, somebody in the comment section gonna name something that they bag holding. Oh, cause I mean I get it. I just named what I'm bag holding. All the rest of that shit, I created my own meme coin, right? Made some money off that shit too. So somebody says, right, in that basket for 2056 should have 2 items in it. No, for real. Yes, because the way they got us set up is crazy. Now look, we're gonna talk about the difference I was just telling y'all about how the market is not just reacting to the war as a headline, it's reacting to what the war can do. All right. So when you see stocks dropping and oil jumping up, gold moving, the dollar moving, and people becoming nervous, I understand this. The market is trying to figure out what chain reaction is coming next. Okay. It's trying to figure out what chain reaction is coming next. It cares about whether inflation stays higher for longer. It cares about whether businesses and consumers get squeezed. It cares about whether central banks lose flexibility. It cares about investors that start to pull their money out. Because I'd have had 10 people come in the chat already and say, should we hold? Should we sell? Because look what's going on right now. But if you pulling your money out of one place, he also says, should we put it into bonds or CDs? That is not just one person in the comment section. That is what investors all around are thinking, okay? So that's what the market is pricing, ladies and gentlemen, is people pulling money out of riskier places, riskier places and moving it to safer ones, okay? Do I think inflation will keep decreasing or purchasing power or increase? Do you think inflation will keep decreasing or purchasing power or increase? Yeah, I don't know about inflation decreasing. And what do you mean inflation keep decreasing? You mean keep increasing? Because when the fuck did it start to decrease? Now, when you see stocks dropping, like I was just telling y'all, and y'all see all this shit happening, people become nervous. They understand this. The market is trying to figure out what chain reaction is coming next. I'm going to say it 3 times, all right? So usually beginners only see the first move. Smart people ask what the first move causes. What does this cause? Okay. That is literally the whole game. Hold on, let me see. That's the whole game. Hold on. I got to get used to this going live from my computer. Pardon me. Okay. There we go. All right, there we go. Boom. For now, I'm just going to leave SPY up. Because this is crazy, man. If you want to ensure your stocks from falling, buy stock option puts for safety. That is what the rich people do, right? They use puts as a hedging tool, okay? Let's say I own 100 shares of a company, and I don't want to lose my investment. I don't want to, I don't want to see my shit go to hell. I mean, it's going to go to hell if everything goes to hell, right? So I buy puts on that same stock to protect the bag, to secure the security. Junior said, traders, happy Sunday. Now, look, y'all, that's the whole game, though. But the first big effect is something called capital flight. Can anybody in the comment section tell me what is capital flight? Also, who was here yesterday when we talked about this range that SPY was in or has been in for months now? Who was here yesterday when we was talking about support and resistance? And we talked about how we was waiting on the price to break below this level of support. You remember that? Y'all remember we talked about that yesterday? It did it, and it's doing it overnight. So we want to see how we gonna open Monday. I'm jumping the gun. I'm gonna talk about that again in a second, but right now I wanted to see if anybody knew what capital flight was. So I didn't see no answers. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into the first major economic effect that I, as a trader, ask myself, what does the first move cause? So, capital flight. This is a term a lot of people hear, but they never really grasp the concept of what it means. Capital flight simply means money leaving a place because people no longer feel safe keeping it there. So I keep telling y'all, people in the comment section, like, yo, should I move my money to gold? Should I move my money here? Should I move my money there? They panicking. That's right, Mr. Nice Guy. And it's happening at an alarming rate. Happened last year. Happened during COVID. It happens. Okay? So that's all it means. Don't be confused about what capital flight is. The word capital just means money or financial resources. The word flight means it is leaving. Yeah, money and people leaving the country too. We finna talk about that as well. So when you put those two words together, you get money leaving because it wants to get away from danger. People are very uncertain right now. Very uncertain. Let's see what the VIX. We might not even be able to see the VIX, but I'm gonna still try. Excuse me, because the market is closed. Yikes. Round that thing, round that thing, around. Oh, Black Betty, looking at this shit is up to 30. The VIX being up to 30. I know a lot of y'all don't know what that means, but this is the volatility index. This is like a fear meter. Okay, it's VIX. It is a market volatility index. This measures the uncertainty or fear that's in the market right now. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we'll just put it on the day. And right now, it's up at 30, and that's pretty. Listen, let me show you something. Last year, when it got up to 30, yeah, it dropped back down. But by the time it got back up to 30 here, we saw the VIX get as high as 60. Yeah, that is not good, Ziegler. It's not good. What's the ratio of calls to puts on the spider right now? Let's see. I don't think I can see that right now. If you can see that somewhere, you come back and tell me. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Can you see? It says PC volume ratio. PC open interest ratio. Can you see it? $9:30 tomorrow, not now. Exactly. That's what I said as well. So yeah, you might want to wait till tomorrow. Anyways, though, look, check this out. Check this out. Imagine, I want y'all to imagine, imagine you are a wealthy person, right? Because who was that? Who was that just said money? I am the problem, said money and people leaving the country too, right? Imagine you a wealthy person. You got millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of money tied up in, let's say, not just regular real estate, but you got luxury real estate. You got business partnerships, bank deposits. You got private investments, maybe even some farmland, right? Hand on down to South Park looking at. But look, you got some farm, you got commercial properties. All of that is located in a region that used to feel safe to you. Calm, protected. Then all of a sudden, a war happened and it grow. I ain't talking about no small shit. I'm talking about a war. Missiles, drones, military spillover start making that region feel like the hood. Now you just not thinking about the money that you making. You thinking about your ass being grass. You ain't gonna worry about catching no dog. You gotta worry about a dog catching your ass. Basically, you thinking about safety. So you're gonna start thinking about access, okay? You're gonna start thinking about whether your property value could get hit, whether the tourism that you had coming through there before started to slow down. I got a new friend in Mexico that told me the tourism ain't slowed down one little bit. But as a business owner, you think about these type of things, right? So you think about whether banking access could get messy and if your family is truly safe. This is what these rich people thinking about. So you're not just going to sit there and say, well, let me just ignore all of that shit. No. You're going to start thinking about moving your money. That is called capital flight, ladies and gentlemen. Why do rich people matter in this story? Some of y'all rich people, y'all spiritually rich, so y'all still could listen. Some of y'all financially rich people know exactly what I'm talking about. And some of y'all going to be rich, so you need to listen. Okay? Now, let me explain why this matters more than you think. A lot of people hear about wealthy people moving money, and they shrug it like it's just some rich people problem, you know? I got a buddy that he calls certain things that we go through ninja problems because it's stuff that only ninjas go through, if you know what I mean, if you pick up what I'm laying down. This is one of them things that just because it's something that rich people experiencing don't mean that it ain't affecting you. That's shallow thinking like that. So when big money leaves, it leaves a hole. It leaves a hole. Wealthy individuals, global investors, business owners, funds, they don't just sit around counting cash. They money supports activity. Okay. A river has a current, it has to flow, and it's going to take the least path of resistance. All right. So they money support activity. It buy property, funds projects, finance businesses, support banks. All right. We got a lot of construction that happens with this money. A lot of it drive the demand for services, if you know what I mean. It's going to support tourism, luxury markets, local hiring. You get what I'm saying? So when large amounts of money stop entering an area or a region and it start leaving a region, and then that region can feel that it can feel the pain from that in a lot of ways. Real estate can weaken. Let's see. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I don't want y'all just sitting here listening, but I hope y'all picking up what I'm laying down. I'm not just, here blah 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 blah. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. Real estate starting to weaken in certain areas. Development starting to slow down. Spending stops. This is why capital flight matters. Okay. I am the problem says not to mention if you are American and live abroad like myself, you will feel it too. That's right. That's right. A lot of y'all, overseas, or you don't even live in the States and you feel it, or you American and you live in overseas and you feel it, right? You hear and you feel it too, you just don't know it. But my point is, this is why capital flight matters. It's not just moving money, it is economic oxygen leaving the room, okay? Now, let me make this very simple. Let's say a city normally attract about $50 billion a year. That's right. Let's say this city normally on a regular basis bring in about $50 billion a year from wealthy property buyers. You got global investors that come to that city, new business, tourism, financial activity, etc. Now imagine that because of war, because of people being scared of the war and shit, 20% of that money either stop coming in or start leaving. Walk in your trap and take over your trap. Just fuck your shit completely up. That's $10 billion missing, right? So $10 billion not buying buildings, not funding construction, $10 billion not supporting banks, not creating jobs, not flowing through the local economy. That shit matters. It's going to leave a hole. Now you're going to understand why the movement of the wealthy people can become the movement of the economy. See, the average person may not have $10 million, but the average person can still feel what happens when people with $10 million start pulling back. All right. This is why safety matters more. Safety matters more during chaos. It matters more now. You being safe matters more now than ever. One of the biggest lessons in all of finance is this. Okay, fuck what you heard. In unstable times, safety starts mattering more than how much money you get. You protecting the bag matters more than how much money you making. Right now, protecting the bag matters more than you making money. K Mall said we are literally hosting a World Cup this year, which is a world event. Oh, my buddy told me I thought it was finna be in Mexico. They trying to stop it from being there. I thought it was going to Mexico. The World Cup, huh? Maybe the whole Middle East can start pulling money out of the U.S. because of financial instability. Hmm? Well, when everything starts to feel calm, people chase how much money they can make. They start looking at how much money, they call it yield. Yield means return. It don't mean slow down, crazy. Okay? That's when you driving. Yield is how much money you yielding, right? How much you made. Your return. It means how much money something can make you. Do you understand? So when fear rises, people care less about making the most money and more about losing the least amount of money. Okay, so that's huge. That's a big shift, believe it or not. When we in a calm environment, I'm gonna go back to the VIX. I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen too. There we go. There we go. All right, so when we in a calm, when I'm not we not in a calm environment, but I'm saying in a calm environment, someone might say, where can I get the best growth? People ask those type of questions. JB, what up? What's happening? Everybody go follow JB. So look, in a calm environment, people might say, where can I get the best growth? And if y'all a business owner, please in the comment section say what it is your business is. Say what you do. Say what you offer. What product or what service it is. Network. Don't just sit in here. Okay, you can pass notes in this classroom as long as it is lucrative. Long as you're not passing stupid ass notes in here, I ain't gonna send you to the administration office. You cool. But other than that, I want y'all network. Why not? You never know who you might meet in here. You never know who you might need a service or a product, and someone in the comment section offers that. Okay, so y'all go ahead. If you a business owner, now is the time to do it. What the young people say, pop your shit. Now, in a calm environment, people say, where can I get the best growth? Where can I get the best taxes? Where can I get the highest return? But in a dangerous environment, the question becomes, where is my money the safest? Where is my family the safest? Right? Where can I still get, access to my assets? Now, once that type, like I said, that shift changes where the money flow to, right? So once that shift start happening, it can reshape entire areas. What happens to a place whenever they confidence get hit? We seen it happen multiple times, but confidence is one of those invisible things that people laugh at until they see what happens without it, right? So confidence keeps money flowing. It's like the opposite of uncertainty. It keeps confidence is what keeps buyers buying. You better hear me now. This ain't church, but I'm the tabernacle, okay? Confidence is what keeps investors investing. It's what keeps businesses expanding. Now, when confidence get hit, even if buildings are still standing, economic behavior can start changing immediately. And people they will delay deals. You'll see companies postpone their plans. You will see investors ask harder questions, and it's going to be harder to borrow money because the lender is going to be strict. Okay. Now insurance gets more expensive. A lot of shit happen. People who were thinking about moving, they might wait. People who was thinking about retiring, they might wait. People who was thinking about buying might pause. This is when confidence get hit. When people who was thinking about expanding might step the fuck back. So when enough people pause at the same time, economy slow down. That is why confidence is not just a feeling. Confidence is an economic force. Just like uncertainty is not just a feeling, it is an economic force. It will move the entire market. All right. So now, naturally, where does the money go naturally? If the money leave one place, people want to know where it go, right? Mr. Nice Guy, I couldn't even get the words out before Mr. Nice Guy came with right on time with what I was about to say. So yeah, that's what people do. They come and they find safety and defense stocks during times like this. They find safety in gold, silver, military stocks, oil, Bitcoin. That's right. That's right. So money usually moves towards places that feel safe, more stable, more predictable, easier to do business in. Okay, now that can mean financial centers with strong legal systems. That can mean major currencies. That can mean high quality government bonds. Okay. The exact place can vary. It may be different, but the pattern is usually the same. All right, right now, let me see. Let me show you where I seen it flow to. This is where I seen it flow to. This is where I seen it flow to. Y'all watching? Pay attention. Pay attention. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm doing. Hold on. I'm comparing the stock market to oil. And as you can see, oil is down right now. Let me take this off. We don't need this on it right now. Yeah, we don't need this. But yeah, so oil is up like fuck. I am the problem. This is United States oil. And it went from in the beginning of March, it was $91. It's at 133 right now. And I don't know if y'all can see this candlestick right here, but there's no wick on that shit. Ain't no wick on that. I think it's gonna go up even more. Yes, any silver stocks that are currently mining silver, facts, yeah. I'm telling y'all, money moves away from uncertainty towards perceived safety. Can anybody tell me why oil is up and why the stock market is down after all this shit I just told y'all? I hope she listened to you. I am the problem, because you not the fucking problem. You not. You are not the problem. You the guidance if you doing that. You the help. You better follow the leader. Mr. Nice Guy predicts 150 to 200. That's why Mr. Nice Guy nailed it. You can drive the nail harder than that, buddy. Come on now. You can snipe. You can hit the target better than that. Give me one number. Don't pick two with a $50 range. Give me one number. Which one you think, Mr. Nice Guy? We're gonna come back to this. I ain't gonna quote you. You feel me? It's just for fun, shits and giggles. What you think? I think we're gonna see a sell-off later on this year after all this shit die down. Oil ain't gonna stay up this freaking high. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. See, you're easily 150, yes, and that'll be. I think that'll happen during this whole situation. We've Iran said they ready to go to war for six months at least, and I think they either lying, they either overestimate, they either over exaggerating, or they are capping. It's cap. They lying. They ready to go to war for 2 years. They want you to think it's 6 months, or either one. Either way it go, it ain't none of my business, right? But I'm paying attention to the market. I'm looking at how money moves away from uncertainty towards perceived safety. So the mature way to think is not what city gonna win, who gonna win this war. Nah, we ain't. This ain't no high school fight. Like, it's not a reality show. This is real fucking life. Name one who play in the hood like that. The mature way to think is what characteristics attract money when fear rises. I am the problem says people get so hung up on my name. No, she's on it. She's the financial advisor for our business. Okay, cool. Salute. Yeah, salute. I do get caught up on your name because every time I say it, I gotta say it. And I'm not the problem. So now I gotta call you the problem. Yeah, I ain't gonna. I'm just talking shit though. Don't pay me no mind. But I'm glad she owned it though, and you own it too because you saw the signal. You paying attention. So again, the mature way to think is what characteristics attract money when fear rises. Do y'all hear me? That's a better question that you need to ask yourself. What characteristics attract money when fear rises? Can I get some answers to that? That's not a rhetorical question. I want to know actual answers. For one, energy. Energy is the second big effect. Energy. Energy, Quanjay. We're gonna energy is the one that reaches almost everybody eventually. Okay. So this is where beginners really need to pay attention, because if you don't understand energy, then you don't, you ain't gonna overstand this whole story. I need you to get it. The Middle East is extremely important. Oil, yes, gas, oil, yeah. But right now, the type of energy that I'm speaking on in specific is oil, because the Middle East is extremely important. Let me explain this to you real quick. This shit is important. The Middle East is very important to the global energy system. Okay. A huge amount of the world's oil and natural gas, because you brought up gas, Quanjay, but a lot of the amount of gas too is produced, it's either produced in or shipped through this region. Apple user 963335. This is United States oil on the left. That's United States oil. All right, let's see if I can get a profile on them real quick. United States oil investment objective. The investment seeks the daily changes in percentage terms of its shares per share NAV to reflect the daily changes in percentage terms of the spot price of light sweet crude oil delivered to Cushing, Oklahoma, as measured by the daily changes in the price of a specified short-term futures contract on light sweet crude oil called benchmark oil futures. So I could also go here to the chart and just go to the oil futures, and you can look at maybe micro oil or a regular oil contract. Let me go to futures. Let's find oil real quick. That's sweet crude oil. I don't know why they gotta say sweet in front of it. Somebody said the chart on ExxonMobil is very nice. Uptrend stock chart since January of 2026. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Sorry that took so long. Goodness gracious. Sorry, y'all. Pardon me. But yeah, this is the futures. This is the oil futures right here. Oh, y'all can't even see it because I got all this bullshit up. Okay, hold on. Remove this ladder. Remove this ladder. Detach the turbo trader. Take this widget off. Take this off. Take this off. And take this off. Damn, I had a lot up there. There we go. So this is the oil futures right here. What's the difference between day trading and investing in stocks and all that? All right, that's all right. So look, day trading is you open the trade in that day and you close it in that day. That's all. Swing trading is you holding it for longer than a day. And the difference between trading and investing in stocks is when you buy the stock, you can hold it forever and ever, ever, and ever, ever. And when you trade stock options, you borrowing that shit. It expires. It has an expiration date. You can pretty much guess. You guess in which direction you think the price is going in, right? And you get 100 shares at a time per contract. Now, go do your rest of the research, GOAT. You feel me? This ain't that type of class. This ain't ground zero tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize if I'm all over the place, but y'all know how I do. Yesterday I gave a whole master class, but tonight We talking about what's going on in the market right now, cause the shit finna hit the fan 9:30. It's hitting the fan right now. For those who already hit the shit, for those who already know, when the funk hit the fan, it smell like chitlin, grits, and ham. Said it's time to get funky. Looking at. And that's what's pretty much finna happen Monday morning. This shit finna get funky. Is it a replay from last night? Yeah, I Am the Problem. It will be available. I'm gonna upload it tonight. I had to do some editing to it. I accidentally played a Michael Jackson song, and I had to cut that part out because I can't monetize it if MJ in it. They gonna cut my shit right off. Get a copyright infringe. But yeah, the replay will be on YouTube for this one too, and for that one. Yesterday we went over trend lines. I taught people how to do the trend lines. So yeah, he said, "Come on, Unc. My bad. Thank you." Chase got to keep me on topic, y'all. I get all over the place. But again, y'all really need to pay attention if y'all don't understand energy. So the Middle East is extremely important. Extremely important. Right? So when conflict expands in that area, the market immediately starts worrying about, somebody in the chat said it earlier, supply and demand. They start worrying about supply, in this case, transportation and price. Okay? Last but not least, price. And one of the biggest reasons this matters so much is because there are key shipping routes that act like narrow bottlenecks, and that's the Strait of Hormuz. This is dangerous in a war. Let me see. I got the Art of War right here. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Stay with me now. I'm going somewhere with this. I know a lot of y'all like, nah, I'm gonna nerd the fuck out real quick. I don't go nowhere. Hold on. I'm gonna read one sentence out this shit so you can understand what's going on. Go read The Art of War. How many of y'all read The Art of War? Unc brought out the books. Just for real quick, one thing. I want to talk about tactical dispositions, but in there it's called energy. The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. You understand? This shit talk chapter 5, talk about energy. Go read chapter 5 in The Art of War. Maybe you don't gotta read the whole thing. Go read chapter 5, read chapter 6 and 7. I ain't gonna read it. I'm gonna make y'all read it on your own time because nephew in here and he a picture book reading ass nigga. So he gonna leave, and I wanna keep nephew attention. What up, Stoner? Pass the dirty with the left and right. Stoner, what's happening? So look, if this area right here, if a narrow path like the Strait of Hormuz becomes unsafe like it is right now, it's blocked, it's delayed, it's unpredictable. You go through there if you want to. They gonna deal with your ass. Soon I dare you to go through there right now. Bro, your help is needed. Stoner, stop the cap. Where my cap picture at? Cat Stoner, you had my number for 3 months. Why y'all be doing me like this? I have to put y'all on blast. I have to do this to y'all every time y'all do this to me. You done had my number for 3 months. 3 months, Stoner. 3 months, man. Don't make me count. Let me see. I'll pull it up on TikTok live right now. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. He said, how can I get the 101s? Inbox me. Call my number tomorrow, Stoner. All bullshit aside, but not at 9:30, not between 9:30 and 1 o'clock. He said, be right back. He finna go check. And if you do make it, you got to come out. That's right. You got to come out if you do go over there. So this is dangerous over there right now. This is why the whole system is stressed. Now, when the energy system gets stressed, the prices rise fast. This is why oil is not just about gas stations, y'all. Oil is not just about gas stations. Let me correct that's a thinking error. Let me fix that. So a lot of people hear oil prices rising and they think only about filling up their car. That is way too small-minded, okay? Way too small-minded. Let Coach Price help you out a little bit. We're gonna grow up a little bit. I had to grow up, y'all. I'm speaking from this point of view because I'm talking about myself for real. It's the way I used to think. So oil matters to trucking, it matters to shipping, planes, factories, plastics, chemicals, packaging, agriculture, logistics. Uh, uh. I was finna start singing the fucking Fairly Odd Parents song. Obtuse, rubber snake, face, looking ass. I don't know what I was just naming shit, but I'm serious though. Oil matters to all of that. Natural gas matter too. Natural gas matter too. It affects heating, electricity in a lot of cases, manufacturing, fertilizer, the name food supplies, like Lorenzo said, plastic, like Problem said, everything you could think about uses oil. So when oil and gas rise sharply, the effect does not stay inside of the energy sector, ladies and gentlemen. It spreads. I want y'all to pay attention to before I move on. The key word is spread. It spreads. It spreads into transportation costs, production costs, literally household expenses. This shit finna get crazy for you in the gas station. It's gonna get crazy for you in the grocery store. It's gonna get crazy for you on the road. You think you finna go take a trip right now? Okay, they stopping planes and shit right now. It's some shit popping off. Right, you better go look up what a sleeper agent is. Okay, TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. I ain't spreading no fear, and I want people to understand, like Juju said, shit about to get real. It's really already there right now. We better start preparing for walking home, sweet home, and all, says Digital Faye. That's right. Be ready for all that at all times, anyways, right? But a real life example. I want to give y'all a simple example of money or energy. I'm gonna say energy moving through an economy, right? Imagine a company that sells cereal. All y'all done ate some cereal before. Maybe some of y'all say, ew, no, I haven't. But you know what the hell cereal is. Cereal has to be grown. No, I didn't say, listen, I'm not talking to you, Siri. I said cereal. All right, so cereal has to be grown, processed, packaged, shipped, stored, delivered. All right, now the farm uses fuel, the machine uses energy, the packaging materials that shit tied to petroleum-based cost too. Problem said everything. In everything. The trucks burn fuel, the warehouses use power, and the stores got operating expenses. Now, if energy prices jump and stay elevated, the cereal companies start paying more in multiple places at once. Maybe transportation is more expensive. Maybe packaging is more expensive. Storage is more expensive. Supplier costs end up rising. So the company got a choice at this point, right? Thank you for the likes, y'all. Appreciate you for the likes. If y'all new here, hit the follow button. All right, I'm looking to get to 10,000 served by the summertime. We at 8,400. Hit that follow button if y'all new here so you don't miss another live. Did you hear about the 2,000 companies will get refunds due to the Supreme Court decisions on tariffs? I didn't. I heard that they could get the refunds. Did they win that case is the question. I did hear about that. So the company got a choice. They can either absorb the pain and make less money, or they can pass some of that cost on to you and I. Because you and I gotta do for you and I. Look, that is how war can move all the way from missiles and oil tankers to your grocery bill. Every now and then, y'all, I bust out. There's this DJ in my head. He won't stop playing songs and shit. So if I got like a Tourette's version, but he a DJ. It's a DJ in my head that just be playing music and shit. So I might blurt out some music, theme song, commercial. You never know what the fuck I might say in the middle of this class. So bear with me. I know some of y'all be confused. Like, what the hell? So pardon me, okay? But either way it go, the market is not only afraid that oil goes up for one day, the market is afraid that oil stays elevated long enough to hurt growth, keep inflation hot, and create more pressure across the economy. Lorenzo says, yes, sir, you are so correct. You got to eat and you got to drive to work. That's right. So yeah, this shit spiking up for one day is one thing, but if oil stay up for a while, y'all gotta understand something. I'm doing my best to get y'all to imagine what I mean. If energy stay expensive, the businesses is gonna get squeezed longer. Consumers are going to get squeezed longer. Inflation gonna stay sticky longer. Banks gonna have less room to cut the rates. The market gonna stay nervous longer. This shit gonna go down, 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 down. I'm talking about the stock market. Lorenzo said either inflation or depression. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's explain it. Let's explain it. There we go. He said down, down. Yeah, no, it will. I smell bank runs real soon. Mm-hmm. So this is what people mean when they say the conflict is becoming an economic problem instead of just a political problem. Okay. So again, we dealing with inflation. Right on time. Who that was? Y'all always right on time. Always on time. Gave you my all right. So look, now we got to talk about inflation because this is where everything start connecting. Inflation just means that the price is rising broadly over time. You know what I'm saying? Not one item, not one sale ending, not one weird product shortage. I'm talking about broad price pressure. If oil rises and stays high, and if natural gas rise too, businesses usually face problems where they have to pay more for shit. When enough businesses face higher costs, your business and my business too, and the businesses that you end up shopping with, the prices can stay hot and high across more parts of the economy. That $40 that you used last month to buy something ain't gonna buy you the same thing this month. Paying more for the same damn shit, okay? So that is inflation pressure. Inflation matters because it affects everyday people and policymakers at the same time. It's gonna hurt the household because things cost more. It's gonna hurt businesses. It hurt investors because the markets start to worry that the interest rates may stay higher for longer. You understand? Do you understand? Do you overstand what I'm saying? Any questions about inflation? Any questions about inflation before I continue? Moving to cash, time to liquidate. That's that capital flight I was just talking about, Lorenzo. We just talked about capital flight. People moving their money into safer assets is going to make the market just dip even lower. I think a lot of people, yeah, this is finna be fun. We are testing the 130 oil barrier since 2022 when Russia went to war with Ukraine. So, yeah, no questions about inflation, right? So, inflation is personal. Inflation means your gas costs more, the food costs more, transportation costs more. It's harder to stretch your paycheck. Get ready if you ain't already ready. Businesses may cut back because they costs are rising. Inflation means your money buy less. This is why you need to care. I don't know what everybody else talking about. Now, let's deal with one of the ugliest words in economics. We're gonna talk about stagflation. Can anybody tell me what is stagflation? Define stagflation. Anybody? when the market is not moving, nobody is purchasing or selling, maybe stable inflation. Thank y'all for trying. Lorenzo tried different things. Something else, Lorenzo. Something else, buddy. It's a candle, man. Mind your business, man. You was born in 98? You was born in 98, Lorenzo? Economic growth, stagnation while inflation remains high. The price of stocks going down. I read your name, Faye. The price of stocks going down. Okay, so let's make it simple. Stagflation means the economy is slowing down while prices are still rising. Congratulations, y'all. Y'all smart. Everybody ain't say the same shit, but pretty much the answers is pretty much on point. Economic growth stagnates while inflation remains high. The price of stocks going down when the market is not moving. Nobody's purchasing or selling. Yeah. So look, it's a nasty combination when the economy is slowing down and the prices is still rising. Now, normally, if the economy slow down, the banks might want to cut interest rates to help support growth, right? But if the prices are still rising too fast, they may not want to cut because cutting the rates can make inflation harder to control. Evacuation list says I sold a bunch of covered calls, so if the market goes down, I'll buy them back for a fraction of it. Evacuation list, congratulations. So look, now they got a problem. The growth looks weak and the price looks stubborn. Policy gonna get trapped in the middle. That's stagflation. So it's like your body feeling weak while your fever is still high and you dealing with two problems at once, right? So the market treatment for one can make the other one harder. It's like a doctor give you a pill and it makes something else worse. So this is why the job report and oil together was so ugly. Let me tie this together. I'm gonna land this plane. If the job growth look weak, that just tells me that the economy may be losing some momentum, right? If oil is jumping at the same time, then that tells me that inflation pressure might not cool the way that people hoped it would. That is what makes the market uncomfortable. Don't ask why. Don't be like, what's going on? Don't be confused. And I keep telling y'all to ask questions. So I'm going to assume that everybody is caught up and we all know we all on the same page before I continue, because y'all ain't, I don't got no questions. Sometimes it's either I'm teaching extremely good or y'all are extremely smart. So I'm thinking y'all extremely smart. Not only that, you have tariffs and inverted yield, treating your diabetes but hurting your kidneys. Exactly. Now, investors start asking, what if the economy is slowing, but inflation is still a problem? That is much harder. That is a much harder environment than a simple slowdown, right? So that's why weak jobs plus rising energy is such a rough combination, because I just need y'all to stop looking at one economic number by itself in isolation. The market don't never do that. It's always asking how one thing interacts with another thing. Why do you think people have so many screens? When you see them traders with 8 screens and shit, it ain't charts on all of them, okay? Now, the Federal Reserve, we got to talk about the Federal Reserve just a little bit. The Feds control short-term interest rate policy in the United States. If the inflation is too high, the Fed tends to keep the rates higher to cool things down. If the economy is too weak, the Fed may eventually lower rates to support growth. But what happens when war pushes energy prices up while the economy is already showing signs of softness? That is where the Fed gets boxed in. See, boxed in means trapped. Because if the Feds cuts too soon and inflation is still hot, that can look reckless. But if the Feds keep the rates too high for too long while the growth weakens, that can create more pain somewhere else. So the war does not just affect oil. The war can affect the options available to the central bank. And once the market realizes that the Feds may have less flexibility, the stocks can get even more nervous. Yeah. So us as investors, we care a lot about the next inflation report. This is why. All right, some people become obsessed with the inflation data in periods like this because we want to know whether the price pressure is cooling, is it staying sticky, is it starting to build again? Because if inflation looks calmer, okay, let me explain it. If inflation look calmer, the market may believe the Fed still got room to ease later on down the line, okay. But if inflation looks sticky while energy is surging, the market may think that the rate cuts get delayed or become less likely to happen. Lorenzo said, I think they just created a problem that will happen if Chinese stop buying our debt. So yeah, that matters. That matters for stocks, right? Inflation looking sticky or inflation calming down, this matters for stocks. It matters for bonds, the dollar. It matters for growth expectations. Okay, so no, this is not just a war story. This is not just a war story. This is a war story, an inflation story, a central bank story, all at once. Evacuation list says you can tell shit about to hit the fan. Big money is trying to pull money and BlackRock won't let them. Let's talk about that too, the dollar. Let's talk about the dollar for a hot second. Let's clean up another area where beginners get fooled. The dollar. Anytime the world gets weird or shit hit the fan, you gonna hear dramatic people start yelling that the dollar is over with, the system is over, global power is changing overnight. That kind of talk sounds good, but it's just a lot of drama. It's just a lot of drama. Historically speaking, it is just a lot of drama. Hold on. In 63% of past wars, the S&P 500 turned positive after 6 months. It don't always happen in that amount of time, but in 63% of the past wars, the S&P turned positive after 6 months. I just wanted to throw that in there before I continue. Yes, there are long-term debates about whether countries want to rely less on the US dollar. Yes, some countries do want alternatives over time, but that long-term debate is not the same thing as what happens right now during a crisis. During a lot of crisis periods, money still runs towards the dollar because people want liquidity and access to deep financial markets. So liquidity just means how easily money can move without getting stuck. Right? For those that are still confused about liquidity, I always give the lemonade stand example. You own a lemonade stand on a street that's not so busy, it's going to be hard for you to sell. Versus having a lemonade stand on a busy street, you will be able to sell a lot of lemonade. It's a lot of liquid. It's a lot of traffic, right? So this is why you cannot just repeat some grand theory and ignore what the markets actually do. Long-term theories and short-term market behavior are not the same thing. Or can you not see so far ahead? Can you not? Are you stuck on right now? You. Some people are. I get it. You know, they say live in the moment. A lot of us is. And the biggest lie they ever told you was fucking YOLO. That you only live once. Shit, that's a lie. But I ain't gonna get into that. We about to talk about gold and crypto because those are other safe havens. These are other places where money gets moved to during situations like this. Okay? Hey, yo, if y'all new here, hit the follow button. Yeah, they cooked. I ain't gonna cap. Your SPY September calls are cooked. And let me tell you something. I've been knowing you for a while, right? On TikTok. I hope you take advantage of what we talked about that a lot in class as far as getting out of the trade before it's really bad. Because if you do, let's pretend you had let's say we got September calls and we see some shit pop off. If you really want to get out that shit when it's down 5-10%, I don't want to see 30-40. Now me and JB, we done been in some shit down 30 to 40% just to get 180, 250, 60% return on it. But that ain't something that you need to be doing on every trade. Do you see the VIX going past 40 today? It's finna be very fun. I see the VIX going back to 60 if this shit lasts longer than, if this shit go spill off into let's say April. Yeah, next month. If it go off into next month, I think we're gonna see another repeat of last year. It actually could be worse than last year because uh that was just tariff talk. This is a real fucking war. Now, while we here, let's fix two more beginner mistakes. First of all, gold is not magic. Gold is not magic. It's not your savior. Second of all, crypto is not automatically a safe hiding place. Gold, yes, it can benefit when fear rises, right? Because some people see it as a store of value, but that does not mean it only goes up. It can still be choppy. Let's look at gold. It can still come down too. GC. Look at it. Gold can come down. That shit ain't gonna just go straight up. Somebody says it's weird that nobody is actually calling war but conflict. Yeah, I think so too. I didn't even pay that attention. Problem because I've been hearing a lot of people call it a war too though, but not the news, not the media. You right about that. So yeah, crypto is even trickier when we talk about because I told you gold don't just go up. It can still react to the dollar. It reacts to interest rates and people taking profit, right? So this shit made its way all the way up to 52 10 and you seen some profit taking. Wait a minute. 54. Let's just zoom all the way out real quick. Yeah. 56. It was 56 is the all-time high back in January. And we just failed to return. Well, you can call this an equal high. You don't have to count the week, but it made equal highs. Physical precious metals too. I told people to buy silver 2, 3 years ago when I bought. Says problem. Problem says that. So yeah, crypto is even trickier. A lot of beginners want crypto to be the answer to every problem, but in when you're dealing with a lot of these fear-driven market environments, crypto can trade more like a risk asset. And what do I mean by that? That just means that it can get hit when investors are pulling back from risk in general. So do not become one of those people who think every scary event got to have one solution or one magical answer. That's not discipline. Okay? That's wishful thinking. If y'all new here, hit the follow button again. I'm looking to get the 10K. Hit the follow button. So this is what this means for normal people. We bring this all the way down to ordinary life, right? We got to think about it this way. What does all of this actually mean for us? It can mean more expensive gas. It can mean higher travel costs, more expensive goods. The shit from the grocery store be more expensive. More expensive for business owners. More stock market volatility though. Okay? We're about to see a lot of volatility. More inflation pressure. Central banks gonna have less room to help. More caution. It's gonna be more cautious consumers. More cautious consumers and businesses. Now, does this automatically mean a total collapse? No. Does it automatically mean a recession? No, I don't think so. Does it automatically mean your long-term future is screwed? Hell no. But does it mean the environment becomes more fragile? Yes, and fragile environments punish people for having sloppy decisions. So that's one thing we not going to do this week. Put a W in the chat if you get that and you agree with that concept that you're not going to trade sloppy this week. You will not be losing a bunch of money this week or next week. But confirm it. Drop a W in the chat to confirm it. Because y'all know we got control over this, right? You got control over how much you give the market. Y'all do know that, right? Let's keep that in mind this week. Let's keep that in the forefront before we enter any trades. We're going to keep that in mind. That's called predefined. Okay? Predefined. I already knew how much I was going to lose if it went the wrong way. And I'm gonna get right back in after that. Now I'm gonna do it again. If it hit again, damn, I lost again. Okay, cool, but I lost a little bit. I'm gonna do it again. I'm going in again because I only lost a little bit, and I'm repositioning myself. And the odds of me losing 3 times in a row is it can happen. But then if that happened again, I'm gonna walk away from the screen. I lost 3 times today, but it was $42. Fuck you talking about? It wasn't 400. It wasn't 4,000. That was now losing that much every time you take a trade can hurt you too. You just gotta be careful. You have to be mindful. It's called risk management for a reason, because you are managing your risk. Let me tell you what the real problem is. The real problem is not the war itself. The real problem is the chain reaction. Okay? Money may leave places that feel less safe. Energy gets disrupted. The cost rise. Inflation. I said inflation. Inflation pressure stays alive. The central bank is going to get less flexible, and you start to see the market get nervous, like what it's doing. This is a real machine. Like, if you don't understand the machine, you will keep reacting to these symptoms without actually understanding the causes of it. Okay? So what's the solution? The solution is don't panic. Don't fucking panic. Excuse my French. The solution is not pretending that nothing matters. Not listening to the loudest person with the boldest opinion. We need to overstand and understand the chain, like clearly. So you need to know how conflict, you said somebody said it's amazing why they keep calling it a conflict. Well, we need to understand how conflict affects money flows. This is why it's not just a war, because of the Strait of Hormuz. That is a conflict. It's affecting the whole world. It's just bigger than whatever the fuck they got going on. Yeah, no emotional buying or selling. None. But more than, even if you do listen, even if you do happen to do something emotionally, have a predefined stop loss. You know how much you're going to lose if it go the wrong way. If it don't get no safer than that. That's, secure the security. At that point, you can damn near trade with your eyes closed, because you know you're going to lose a certain amount if it go the wrong way. And it's going to either be a big win or a small win, or a break even or a small loss. But taking a big loss is not an option. I know y'all probably tired of hearing me say that, but I don't care. Okay? Simple and plain as that. I don't care that you're tired of hearing me say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Stop coming to my gym, working out, and leaving eating honey buns and ribs and shit. I told y'all over and over again, then y'all go back into the market and then take a big loss. Don't do that this week. Somebody came in here and was like, Coach, I did so good after your last live stream. That's what I want to hear. I love that. I love to hear that. Now, once y'all grasp that chain, you're going to stop becoming easy to manipulate with headlines. Them headlines ain't going to get you. And that matters. I'm telling you, look, them headlines will cook you if you let them get to you. Faye, the media will get them. Passion said the analogies for the win. Thank you, Passion. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I think I do good with analogies. Y'all be telling me that all the time, that I got good analogies. It's because I'm a songwriter, and we use a lot of I was finna say melodies, but no, metaphors and similes. So anyways, this matters because headlines are emotional. Headlines are emotional, but cause and effect is educational, right? Now let me call out some beginner mistakes again. I got to be on y'all ad real quick. Mistake number 1 is assuming that every war means that the market gonna crash forever. No, that's not true. Mistake number 2 is assuming that oil going up means easy money. That is not true either. Okay. Big moves can continue. This can continue. Oil can keep going up. Let's see. Oil can keep going up. Somebody said, I think it was Mr. Nice Guy said oil might go to 150, 200, some shit like that, right? Oil can keep going up, but it could also reverse sharply It can go the opposite direction real quick. These gaps can get filled. Hold on. Yeah, this is SPY. It can keep going down, but it can also reverse. Oil can keep going up, but it could also reverse and come back down. Swan says, I'm going 2028 short leaps on oil. So Swan is going to buy some leaps on oil. What are you going? Which direction, though, Swan? Which direction are you going in? So, yeah. Mistake number 3 is hearing one dramatic claim and building a whole belief system around it. That is lazy and that is delulu. It's delusional, okay? Mistake number 4 is confusing being informed with being prepared. Y'all know our uncles and cousins and granddaddies used to say proper preparation prevents poor, no, not pimping crazy, poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? So just because you know what happened does not mean you know what to do. Swan says, I'm going short. Puts back to the normal range between like 60 and 80. That's right, the 5 P's. We pushing P, and I ain't talking about being standing in front of no urinal. Now, mistake number 5 is letting fear speed you up. Okay? When fear rises, you need to slow down, not speed up. And fear is rising right now, y'all. Again, let me go back to the VIX. I'm going to leave oil up. We're going to do 3 charts at one time. We're going to keep oil at the top, and we're going to look at the VIX and SPY. And then the VIX is, I'm going to show this from a weekly time frame. Actually daily. There we go. So you can see how high it is right now. That's the VIX. All right. We got the VIX. We got United States oil at the top. We got VIX at the bottom left. And we got SPY on the right. Now, when fear rises, you need to slow down, not speed up. So now that you understand that, you need to understand why war in that region matters, why capital flight matters. Matter of fact, you already know why all that matters. I just taught you why all that shit matters. And you understand why the market get nervous before everyday life fully feels the effect, right? That's the map. Once you got the map, we can move on. We start to talk about how money left. We talked about how money left places that feel less safe. We talked about energy. Okay, we talked about quite a bit. Now that y'all understand all of that, what do you actually do with your money when the world gets unstable? Confusing being informed with being prepared. You talking right? That's right. What do y'all actually do with your money when the world gets unstable? I'm waiting on some answers. Y'all let me know. A lot of people can explain the news. A lot of people can repeat the headline. A lot of people can say, hey, coach, oil is up. A lot of people will tell you oil is up or the market is nervous or inflation may stay hot. But then when it's time to actually make a decision with real money, they freeze. They get analysis paralysis. They panic or they chase some bullshit. You know, when you chase something, it's running from you, or you do something reckless. Okay, so that is the problem. Big Sam says save. Evacuation list says buy assets. Swan says save and buy more assets. Quan J says buy. Tummy says buy when there is blood on the streets. Passion says buy gold. Digital Face says paralyzed. Okay. Thank y'all for the engagement. So information without structure is dangerous, right? Information without discipline is dangerous. Information without you having self-control is dangerous too. So in this part, I want to teach you how to think about money during unstable times, not how to become dramatic, right? Not how to pretend you can predict every move. You know, we're not gambling on fear. My duty is to make sure I teach you how to behave. You missed the question. The question was, what do you actually do with your money when the world gets unstable? Now, why do I want to teach y'all how to behave? It's people that hold their breath during the trade, right? I'm saving lives out here. First of all, breathe. Okay? First of all, breathe. But listen, behavior is what separates a person who survives market chaos from a person who becomes another lesson for everybody else, right? Stop thinking like a gambler. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Stop thinking like a gambler. The first thing I need you to understand is this. When war expands, like it is doing now, and markets get jumpy, your first duty is not to get rich quick. Do you get what I'm telling you? You get what I'm picking up? Your first duty is to not get, it's not go, we not E40, we not going dumb. That's the first step, is to not go dumb. Don't get stupid. It may sound harsh, but it is true, okay? Unstable markets will expose people. If you impatient, if you greedy, if you greedy, you're gonna get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. It is going to expose fear. Whirlpool says going all in on USO. I just specifically said you're gonna do it with a smirk on your face. You over there smiling, ain't you? You smiling, ain't you? You think this shit funny. All right, well, you do that if you want to. You ain't got to worry about catching no dog. You're going to have to worry about a dog catching your ass. Lorenzo said Revolutionary Guard is taking over the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. It's going down. So, it's going, like I said, the market is going, unstable market is going to expose people who never had a real process in the first place. All right. So that's why some people lose money during chaotic periods like this. Y'all gonna make me laugh. Y'all chill out. So that's why a lot of people lose money during situations like this. Not because they had no opportunity. It's just they had no discipline. Listen, Linda, your first job during the market, whenever it's market fear like this, is not you trying to make the most amount of money. Your first job is protection. If y'all hear me, then you're going to be well off. This don't sound exciting. It don't get you pumped up, because I ain't say you finna make a lot of money this week. So you know, a lot of people, they like Eeyore off Winnie the Pooh. That's how I see that type of person. Get your ass on. If I was Tigger or Pooh, I would have cussed Eeyore out every motherfucking day. I wouldn't want nothing to do with Eeyore. Stay the fuck away from me. Protect the bag. Conflict in Ecuador 2. Why did I just go hard on Winnie the Pooh them like that, y'all? My bad. Conflict in Ecuador 2. VIX is opening at 40. Dollar cost average, and wait for the rebound. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know what type of people I'm talking about. They not excited because I'm not saying you're gonna make a lot of money, but I don't care. I don't care. Your first duty during this type of fear is not you trying to figure out or aiming to make the most amount of money. It is protection. I'm here to make sure of that. Protect your cash flow, protect your downside, protect your ability to stay in the game, protect yourself from being forced into emotional decisions. That is where mature investing starts, okay? That's where you start to become a mature investor. Who's confused about protection? Cuba is next. A lot of uncertainty. Cuba is next, I've heard. My bad, y'all, for the mic check. So look, my microphone got unplugged. Can y'all hear me? I just had to plug it back up. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Never use all your pew pew live to fight another day. How do you hedge? It's good, for real, perfect. That craft, the money comes afterwards. Perfect that craft, the money comes afterwards. Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Okay, bet. So again, when I say protection, for those that's not for those that's confused about protection, okay, TikTok is trying to get me to send a comment too. All right, so yeah, when I say protection, I do not just mean buying some random safe asset because because somebody online told you about oil, so you know you just gonna do what somebody online told you to do, and you think that's protection, right? Protection is bigger than that, y'all. Ty, you late for class? It's okay. It's okay. You can watch the replay. I post the replays on YouTube, so it's better that way because you can pause it and rewind it and watch it over and take notes, whatever, right? So I'll post the replay on YouTube. So anybody that missed the first half, if you click the link in my bio and subscribe to me on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. That way, if you missed the live stream, you can catch the replay. Whirlpool says, "Do you think oil can reach 200 to 300?" I don't Whirlpool, but what I think, it doesn't matter. What I eat don't make you shit. You feel me? Like I don't think I don't think it matters what I think. I want to go off what happens. Okay, now protection means making sure that your normal life is not fragile. How do we make sure our normal life is not fragile during a situation like this right now? Protection means making sure your bills can still get paid, right? During this situation, it means making sure you're not so overexposed that one ugly week is gonna wreck your peace. If this week crashing gonna fuck up your whole life, you overexposed. Oil's all-time high ever is 953, but I'm not sure if this is United States oil. I'm not sure if this shit split. Let me look at the futures. Hold on. You asking me ChatGPT ass questions. Hold on. You could have asked ChatGPT that, but I'm gonna answer it though, cause I fuck with you. I got to talk shit. Hold on. And you know what? I always what the heck? There we go. Yeah, I always have trouble getting right back to what I was looking for. Me add a widget. All right, we are at all-time highs right now. You ask me, we at all-time highs right now. Trump would never allow. Talk your shit then. What y'all laughing at? What I say? Stock market crashing. What I say? Oh, because I told him to look that shit up on ChatGPT. Journey know I'm talking shit. Trump would never allow. Would never allow what? You better be careful now. They're gonna tear your ass up. Talk in the comment section. Don't hurt them, problem. Don't hurt them. But look, or ask Siri, right? Unc, you getting tired? Chase, chill out, nephew. Nephew, why you gotta come in here with that energy, man? Go turn your PlayStation on or something, man. Go play the game, Chase. Talking about Unc, you getting tired. If this was a classroom and you did that to me in class, I'm sending your ass to the administration office. Real quick, Chase. You going straight. I'm calling your mama and all that. He's in my classroom with these outbursts, another outburst, and I couldn't have in my class. It's hard for my other students to learn. He's creating a problem. Yeah, there's literally a girl in my classroom. Her name is Problem, and she's not even a problem. It's Chase. I need you to get your son out of my class. His ass going to detention. Straight to the. All right, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Chase, I ain't tired. I got time today, Chase. Why you set him off? Yeah, I ain't that. I'm 34 years young. He ain't finna and he 25 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? He really young enough to be my little cousin calling me aunt. Anyways, protection means making sure you are not so overexposed that one red candle gonna fuck you over, right? Or excuse my French, it's gonna wreck your peace. Now, protection means making sure you are not using borrowed money in a market that can move very violent. Yeah, his desk in the hallway, B. All right, so protection means having enough cash that you do not become desperate either, though. Y'all do not want this shit to crash like it did last year and you don't got no buying power to take advantage of it. If we had a time machine and you can go back in time to last year around April, right? And by the bottom of April, oh shit, you up. You would have been up. I mean, we hit about 700 toward the beginning of this year. And I mean, so it didn't even take a full year for the market to not only fully recover, but just shoot straight past that shit. Like, but during the moment, Juju, during the crash, it felt like this. It felt like we didn't know what the fuck was finna happen. SPY was in the 400s. SPY had fell from 600 something to 400 something. Okay? The thing is, we don't know when to buy. Yes, you do, Juju. Yes, you do. Dollar cost average. That's my whole point. Like, that's what I mean. Like, dollar cost average. The whole way down. The whole way down. Why do I say that? Why do I say dollar cost average? And we need to study dollar cost averaging a little bit more so we're not confused about how to actually do it. Hold on. All right. It was wild as hell. One crazy red day. Then the very next day was the greenest day ever. That's right. Do you should keep some money in the mattress so when it drop you ready. Yeah, but not in, yeah, but not in the mattress, Duchess. You from the you from back in the day, just some back in the day shit. You might as well go dig a hole in the woods and build a treasure map with X marks the spot. No, for real though, all jokes aside, when you saving money, it should be and this is for educational purposes only, right? When you saving money, it should be growing because we dealing with inflation. Hold on. We dealing with inflation, right? And when you dealing with inflation, while you saving money in a mattress or in a couch, hold on. Let me fix my screen. Back down memory lane. Hold on. This is a photograph. Hold on. Pardon me, y'all. I'm still learning how to navigate using this computer instead of my phone. As y'all know, I usually go live from the phone. All right, we cool right there. Somebody says trading is my inflation hedge, dollar cost average. Crazy, this is how I invest and didn't realize until now. It's very smart. That's the song right there. Yeah, passion. Sure is. You're gonna have to hit them. You're gonna have to hit it one time now. All right, so Faye said, or in a handkerchief like grandma. Grandma. Right, or in a bottle or something, right? So I think high yield savings accounts would be good right now. What you think? Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So this is not financial advice, but you want your money to be tied up into something that's growing compound interest. Compound interest, okay? Compound interest. You want your money to grow. Your money should be growing, and then the money that it grew should grow more money for you too. So when you save money, it should be in a high yield savings account or a money market or some type of place where it can grow interest instead of losing money and being eaten away by inflation, okay? Put a W in the chat if you understand that. I need to see W's. Hit the type button, look for W and tap W and press enter so I can know you got it. You get it, you got it. Good. Let me know, make sure you got it. Okay. So yeah, we make sure we got enough. Thank y'all for the engagement. Uh, SoFi that's a new one. You can find out more. Quanjay, I would call them because they got a good customer service. I would call them and they get paid by the hour, so they're gonna sit there and talk to you about that. Okay. Duchess says, W, I still say mattress money is the way, but whatever. Yeah, I'm serious. Don't do that mattress money shit. Don't. I mean, if you gonna do, you can do mattress money with physical gold and silver, because where the fuck you finna store that at, right? You could do that with you can do that with that if you want, but either way it go, it's kind of dangerous, Duchess. Cap one good right now, 3.3. Nah, I got a high yield savings account with Goldman. All of y'all need to get a money market if you don't got one. If you got a high yield savings account, cool. But yeah, I'm the person that you can come to, and I'll help you put your savings into a money market. Hit me up. I got you. Me and my colleague, my good friend Sasha, she'll get on the phone with you. She'll help you out too. She's the number one in Arizona. I'm about to be the number one in the Midwest. I am the problem, says Verizon, Chevron, etc. Okay, so anyways, people do foolish things, y'all. What's a money market? It is, let's just say it is a way for you to save money and your money be tied to the stock market, right? So you can get a good return on it. It's for short term savings, like it's an emergency funded account, Quanjay. You want to keep at least 3 months of income inside of it, so that if anything happens, you don't have to sell your wonderful positions that you about to be entering into. Whenever one fucked up thing in life happen, it won't wipe out months or years of progress because you wasn't prepared for it, right? So that's all I was saying, was making sure that we have enough cash so that we don't become desperate, because desperation is expensive. They did that with my grandmother and threw her mattress in the dump. That's fucked up, Lorenzo. I'm sorry to hear that. That mattress money, yeah. Well, I know what you call it ass ain't finna throw away no mattress full of money. Duchess, she ain't gonna miss that mattress. Let me tell you something. If Duchess put some money in the mattress, if somebody do so much as sneeze on that mattress, she gonna be on. Duchess said, grandma ain't tell nobody the money was in there beforehand. Shaking my head. Damn. No, hell no, grandma. See, Duchess already know the problem. Duchess know grandma ain't tell nobody that the money was in there. Why would grandma do that? Hell no, grandma ain't tell nobody that. Grandma took that money to the grave with her. Duchess said, don't even look at my mattress. Ches, is oil still a buy? We finna find out this week. I wouldn't just blindly go into it at the level that it's at. It could come down more. People can take profit. We never know. We want to observe, right? We want to observe and then make a calculated decision. We don't just guess though. Like I said, I don't want we're not doing foolish shit. People do foolish things when they feel trapped. They sell long-term investments at bad times. Trying to move their money around. Facts. And depending on how old the house is, she might have it in the walls. Ches says, I'm definitely going to short it sometime, but damn, that thing can still rise, man. Yeah, it can, Ches. No, wait for a pullback, says Lorenzo. And if it pulls back, yeah, that could be a good time for you to get in, right? We can look at it that way now, but we will know in hindsight. We will know once it happens. I like what do they call them? Leading indicators. I don't like lagging indicators. So people chase late trades because they want to make money fast, right? People want to get in chess. People like to chase late trades, and getting in oil can be like a late trade right now if you're not already in it, right? So I don't want you to over leverage because you think that you have to make it back, right? Or don't start confusing urgency with opportunity. Stinky says money in a mattress or walls don't compound or collect interest. That was my whole point, Stinky Pinky. You must have came in at the end. But yeah, that's what I told him. That's what I said. So Stinky came in and confirmed what I said. So yeah, that's why protection matters. Family protection is what keeps you from being emotional when everyone else is losing their noodles, right? For those that need a little bit more help, I'll break it down for you. Right? Check it out. One of the easiest ways for you to understand what to do during wartime is to, well, matter of fact, let's call it wartime volatility because that's what we're dealing with. This is wartime volatility. It woke the market the fuck up because it was sleeping for 3 months. Don't start confusing urgency with opportunity. That's right. So one of the easiest ways to get what I'm telling you to do during a situation like this is to separate your money into buckets. Okay, this is for educational purposes only. Brandon asks, can someone explain another way of how I can buy into a stock before I get stuck with Robinhood? Okay, Weebull Brandon Clark. I'm sorry, I saw your question earlier. I read it and I answered it in my head. You asked what broker should you use, right? And I ignored it. I apologize. I like Weebull, buddy. You can use Weebull. You can use Thinkorswim. I think Thinkorswim is a little robotic, but I mean, a lot of older people like it. I think I've met more people who were 40 years old and over who are on Thinkorswim. So it just depends on your age. You might like Thinkorswim more than you like Weebull. Weebull, I like it because it's informational. I like the learning center. I like the color of the charts, etc. Um, I like the interface. I don't have I have It's been easy for me to get in and out of trades. Weebull is very user friendly. Yes, it is. Oh my God, Spy is 656. Yeah, JB. JB just woke up or something. Yeah, JB. Are you just now checking it? Yeah, it's not a game. But listen. I got off track. Separate your money into buckets during wartime volatility. This is something beginners need badly because most people throw all their money into one mental pile and then they make terrible decisions from that one pile. JB said, what in the fuck? You need buckets. You need a survival bucket. You need a long term wealth building bucket. And if you are more advanced, you may have a smaller opportunity bucket, okay? But your survival bucket is your emergency money. This is the money that helps you handle real life, like your mortgage, your rent, right? Whatever you got, your utilities, food you may need to buy, your car expenses, basic stability. I use Cash App and Webull. I also use Uphold. Yeah, problem. You invest on Cash App. I'm amazed. I don't think I ever bought any stock. I do know that you can buy crypto and stocks on there though. I have seen it on there. Uh, I don't take them serious when it comes to a broker. But I know somebody that had like 20K in stocks on crypto. I mean on Cash App. They bought Palantir when it was $5, and a lot of it. What Chase say? Damn, you need some Sprite. You know what? I'm about to get them done. I'm about to get him done. I'm about somebody put a fork in Chase. Don't kick him out. He cool. That's my partner. That's my little nephew. He might be the youngest person in the chat. I use it because of access. Oh yeah, for sure. Chase, you want to know something funny? I thought I muted the mic so your young ass wouldn't hear me cough like that because I knew you was gonna crack an old joke. He treat me like I'm an old fucking man. I can't even cough in my own fucking live stream without this fucking jitterbug whippersnapper, this young cotton picker. All right, look, your survival bucket is your emergency money. This is the money that helps you handle real life, utilities, basic stability, okay? That bucket is not for chasing war trades. Yeah, that young grasshopper. Next major support on the SPY, 655. If that break, look out below. Yeah, Lorenzo, if that break, we yelling timber. And at that point, I just want you to know something, that I want y'all to really hear me out, because this shit, I'm gonna come back to this moment and be like, man, I'm the real deal. What if I told y'all that this shit still could end up at 800 by the end of this year, going into next year? SPY could drop down to 590 and still hit 800, 790 by the end of this year. Sound crazy, don't it? Yeah. Of course he gonna call you. Yeah, for sure. How and why? Because it has done it before, okay? And this is all a part of the plan. This shit is not random. This is chess. It's not checkers, man. Let's put it this way. 63% of past wars, the S&P 500 turned positive after 6 months. But Steve, I wouldn't sit in the SPY leaps. I wouldn't sit in them. But you know what? Your money might be longer. Your money may be longer. Your money long, so you can hold those leaps and take the L for a minute. Yeah. So remember, that survival bucket, that's not for gambling on oil. That bucket is not for trying to prove how smart you are. Okay. It's literally there so your life does not become chaotic when the economy gets ugly. So the survival bucket is AKA your savings account, the emergency funded account, BKA the money market or high yield savings account, not the mattress. All right. Now, your long-term bucket is your future money. This is where retirement investing belongs. This is where long-term wealth building belongs. Your Roth belongs if you have one, okay? If not, inbox me so we can get that started for you. But this bucket is not supposed to be treated like a slot machine every time the news get dramatic. Yeah, I'm gonna stop hating on the match. But look, there is the opportunity bucket next, okay? This is the smallest one. This is the bucket. This is like your buying power. This is the bucket for tactical ideas. You might see a short-term setup. The market may give you an opportunity that comes from an unusual situation, but hear me out. Listen, Linda, beginners always want to make this the biggest bucket because it feel exciting, but that's ass backwards. The opportunity bucket should be the smallest bucket, not the center of your financial life. Right? Lorenzo said market always looks ahead. Yeah. Now, that one mental shift is going to save a lot of people from hurting themselves. If y'all can if you can make sure you have the power of execution and you take advantage of everything I just said, it will help you out tremendously. All right. So I'm going to make this simple. Let's say somebody got $10,000 total. Let's say somebody only got 10K. A foolish person, they going to hear the war headline and start thinking, let me throw 10K into oil. I'm finna put all my money into oil. I'm about to move all my money into oil, gold, and I'm going to buy a couple of hot stocks because this is my chance. Now, that person is not investing. They are reacting. Some can say they overreacting. But a disciplined person is going to think differently, y'all. We're going to think differently, right? Maybe part of that money stay in cash reserves, right? I'm going to keep some of this money to the side. Then maybe some of that money going to stay committed to long-term investing. And then maybe a small portion, if any, is going to be used for tactical exposure. I'm going to do something with this shit, right? But that person understands something important, that Not every dollar should have the same job. All your money shouldn't have the same job. See, some of your dollars are supposed to protect you. Some of your dollars are supposed to grow slowly over time. Some of your dollars may be allowed to take a controlled risk. Once you understand that, your decision making gets much better. Even if I only got $1,000 to play with, I'm not playing with this shit. All right. So what most beginners do wrong right away is, let's talk about the mistakes people make immediately before I continue. I already gave y'all some of them, but I'm gonna give you more. They panic sell quality long-term investments. When I say quality long-term investments, they will never get that. They like shit. Just because the news sounds scary, that's weak behavior. You can fix your average price when you buy this shit for a cheaper price. Now, if you own something for a long term, right, you own it for a long term reason, you do not automatically throw it away because 1 week got ugly. Okay, long term investing is supposed to survive ugly weeks. It's supposed to survive uncertainty. It is supposed to survive fear. The second mistake, you don't want to chase the obvious move after it already happened. Oil done already happened. Oil already spiked. Everybody suddenly want to buy oil now. Gold move. Everybody want to buy gold. Everybody want to be a gold expert. If the defense stocks move, everybody want to become a war sergeant or a war strategist. I say strategist. You don't want to be no war strategist, but listen, that's late behavior. Somebody says miss that bus. Just wait on the next bus. Yeah. You missed your beat. Well, this is what happens when you get conquered by Englishmen and you're not from England and you speaking some shit that's really not even your native tongue, regardless of how people want to put it. We can butcher English all we want to. We can fuck this language up as much as we want to. Now, the third mistake is using leverage. Leverage means borrowed money. Borrowed money is dangerous in unstable markets because it's going to magnify everything. Some of y'all trading in a margin account, be careful. Some of y'all trading borrowed money, be careful. This is an unstable market that we in, so it's going to magnify your gains. You're going to make a lot of money, even more money than what you would have made if it wasn't like this. But you can also lose a lot of money if you're not careful, right? If you're not managing that risk like we talked about. And them losses going to hit a lot harder when the fear is high and inflation is high. Them losses going to hit more now. So, yeah, don't confuse motion with opportunity. Just because something is moving fast does not mean it is a good setup for you, okay? And stop abandoning a real plan for an emotional one. Yes, brother, got my head handed to me on a margin account. Yeah, so you know better than Lorenzo. Now, what should you actually do first when the war starts affecting the markets like it's doing right now? First, y'all need to check y'all cash position. Check your cash. Do you have enough money available to handle life? If the prices rise or if the economy gets weaker, can you handle higher gas prices? Can you handle more expensive groceries? Can you handle a rough ass month? Can you make it through this month without needing to sell any of your stocks? That matters. We don't just talk about where SPY is at here at Ironworth Trading. We gonna run down financial literacy here because we wasn't taught this shit in school, right? A lot of our friends and family don't know it. But I'm letting you know this is very important when it comes to investing because the person who has cash can think. The person who has no cushion has to react. And then I also want you to check your exposure. How much of your money is already at risk, right? Are you too concentrated in one sector? Are you, what do I want to call it? Under diversified. Are you too concentrated in speculative assets, right? That means you just looking at this shit. You don't even really know. Are you carrying positions that only work if the world stay calm? Also, you need to check your time horizon. Do y'all know what I mean by that? Are you investing for next week, or are you investing for the next 20 years? This shit matters. Because if you investing for next week, it's you trading different than the person that's investing for the next 20 years. They you investing different than them. So those are not the same thing, and you do not manage them the same way. Are we clear on that part? Are we clear on that? Let me know, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Let me know. I'll wait. Make sure we clear on that. Check your time horizon. Are you investing for next week or the next 25 years, the next 10 years? It's important. Gold is dumping and silvers are hanging out. All right, so yeah. You also got to check your emotions, right? So when you trade, and check your emotions too. Are you trying to make a smart decision right now? Or are you trying to feel in control because the headlines made you feel uncomfortable? Yeah. What you gonna do? Are you going to barbecue or mildew? A lot of people do not trade because they have an edge. They trade because uncertainty makes them itch. Yeah. Stinky says depends on which account I'm looking at. I got 6 accounts. And in one of his accounts, he's looking at he trades for long term. In another account, he trades short term, obviously. So I feel you on that, Stinky. I don't know what you do with the other 4, but I know 2 of them going in the opposite directions as far as times, right? Problem says time horizon. Are you investing for now, next week, a year, years, lifetime, and why? Lorenzo says fear and greed would definitely get you smoked. All right. So the people that trade because uncertainty makes them itch, that itch is not that's not them having a good intuition. That's not some type of investment strategy, that itch. You probably need to go wash your ass. Now, what long-term investors should remember. Now, let me talk directly to the long-term investors real quick, because I know a lot of y'all don't got time, right? Yeah, a lot of my traders out here be like, look, bro, I don't got time to be in the market 10, 15 years. A lot of y'all think y'all about to cash out and check out and go to the upper room in the next 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years. God forbid, but I done met people like that. They like, I ain't got all that time. So I'm not talking to you right now. If I'm talking to the other people who are long-term investors, let me talk directly to y'all for a second. If you are building for retirement, if you are trying to build wealth over years and decades, right? If your goal is a stronger future rather than one dramatic week, then hear me clearly, right? Do not let short-term fear destroy long-term discipline. That is one of the biggest mistakes that people can make in life, not just trading, right? We don't want to spend years trying to build something and then one ugly news cycle show up and suddenly you want to act like you a full-time war trader. No. If your long-term plan was built around diversified investing, you investing on and making steady contributions, you putting in on a regular basis, and then you paying attention to how much you risking, and you got patience, then don't let some type of war-driven, conflict-driven market shock you. It don't automatically mean you abandon your plan. Yeah. Do not let short-term fear destroy long-term discipline. Now, you can review your allocations. Yes. Can you check whether you are too aggressive? Can you see if you too aggressive on a trade? Do you got too much on this? Yes. Can you make sure your emergency fund is strong? Yes, you can. Y'all can do all of that shit. Can you tighten your process? Yes. But abandoning long-term compounding because the news scared you, that's not wisdom. Yeah, hell no, we're not doing that. That's emotional weakness. So if y'all don't have a Roth or a portfolio, like if you have a Roth, this is especially important, okay? So a Roth is long-term money. That means the biggest advantage is time. You got time on your side because it's going to compound. It's going to recover from volatility. is going to, you also get to make consistent contributions to do it, to let it do its work so your money can work for you. But so if somebody with a long time horizon hears about war and suddenly want to stop investing entirely, that person is either thinking short term in a that person, yeah, that's what they doing. They thinking short term in a long term vehicle, and that's a mismatch. All right, thank you for the gifts, y'all. Thank you, Telly. Yeah, you need to, Chase. You need to. Now, that does not mean you ignore risk. It means you understand the job of that Roth account is for, time is on your side. It's building compound interest, and it's giving you time to keep investing in it, right? The job of the long-term account is not to win every week. The job of the long-term account is to build over time. I repeat, the long-term account is not to win every week. It is to build over time. I know y'all keep wanting every account to do every job, but no, that's bad behavior. Bad behavior. Now, for my traders, my people who short term, you know what I'm saying? You like, look, we ain't got the people who I was just talking about at first who don't got time for all that. If you are actively trading, then yes, these type of news events that we seeing can create big opportunities. Okay, we seeing energy moving, the metals finna move, these defense related names can move, even certain currencies can move. But overall, you're gonna see a lot of indices. You're gonna see a lot of indexes get very volatile. Okay, but opportunity does not erase risk. Just because it's an opportunity there does not mean that the risk ain't involved in it. In fact, unusual opportunity often comes with unusual risk. Patience and strategy, grasshoppers. That's right. So, if you are trading in a wartime environment like we doing right now, your position size should usually be smaller, not bigger. Right? Who plan on taking trades this week? Remember, I just told y'all what we gonna do, so we not losing a lot of money. If we take a loss, it's gonna be small, micro losses, and on top of that, we making sure that our position size is going to be smaller, not bigger. If you normally buy 5 to 10 contracts, I think your ass need to knock it down to 3 this week. This is for educational purposes only. If you usually put 500 on the trade, you might need to not do so much this week. Okay? Again, your entry should be more selective this week, not more impulsive. Your stop loss should be disciplined. It should be tighter, not sloppier. That means, hey, I'm only willing to lose this amount. Don't get crazy with that shit. Your ego this week need to be quieter. You need to be calm as a trader this week, because wartime volatility is going to humble a lot of people real fast. I'm telling you, we got a plan though. Okay, but a move can continue much further than you expected this week. I want y'all to know that. This week I'm telling you what to expect. Expect some of these moves to move faster and further than you expected. Yeah. Stinky Pinky, not me. Not me. Pinky said his position size stays the same. Volatility, excellent opportunity. That's right. Some people like Stinky, they ride Harley Davidsons through rings of fire with a red, white, and blue cape and helmet. Chase Band says, I was planning on going for a higher profit, but yeah, I'm gonna do less contracts. Yeah, that boy Stinky Pinky like Evil Knievel. Some people may even raise their position size during situations like this. Yeah. But yeah, in a market like this, a reversal can happen faster than you expect it to, though. This shit can flip and go the opposite direction. Oh yeah, no doubt, Telly. Matter of fact, ain't we? I think I got you. I think I got you on the book for Tuesday. I'm definitely gonna teach you how not to be a ghostwriter. Have actually two Harleys. I know, Stinky. I don't know you got two Harleys, but I can tell just by that one comment sound like somebody who drive a Harley. And you sound like somebody who would clear one of them Dukes of Hazards. Um, one of them type of hills that they used to clear in that shit. And nah, y'all, I didn't watch the Dukes of Hazard. I just seen reruns and shit. I'm born in the '90s, so I I seen reruns and shit. I used to play reruns of stupid ass shows I couldn't stand when that came on. I couldn't. Let me tell you the shows I couldn't stand before I continue. In the Heat of the Night, I hated that shit. Uh, what's the next one? Dun, 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 dun. MASH. I couldn't stand MASH. M.A.S.H. Get that shit off the TV, please. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't take it. What else used to come on I couldn't take, man? Little House on the Prairie. My grandma used to watch this shit. She knew this shit by, grandma still watch Little House on the Prairie. I can't take it. Leave It to Beaver. Get it the fuck out of my face. All of this stuff, like, but then you get into my auntie used to babysit us, and she used to make us watch these stupid soap operas in the 90s, right? Who remember them dumbass soap operas? These Are the Passions, that shit, and All of Our Lives, and I mean, shit, the list goes on. No, listen, Walker, Texas Ranger 2. I don't even know why you brought that up. Yes, his ass too. Chuck Norris, dusty ass too. Matlock got on my nerves too. See, look, y'all know this shit's sending me right now. I'm really getting irritated bringing it up, so I'm gonna calm down. Yeah, Young and the Restless, All of My Children, Days of Look. Listen, y'all know them, so either y'all watch them or y'all know it. Y'all, we all live the same life. I can get jiggy with I Love Lucy. I watched, some of them shows I watched. Some of them motherfuckers I watched. Anyways, let me get back on topic, y'all. So now there is a lot of opportunities in the market that we ain't. Thank you for being a friend. All right. So look, let's talk about sectors again. Whenever the war expands in an energy sensitive region, one of the first areas people watch is energy. Like that's what we talked about. If the oil prices are rising because the supply is threatened, then some energy producers and energy related businesses may benefit from selling into a higher priced environment. Y'all better chill out. Y'all still naming shit. Yeah, Molly was my homegirl, and she used to mess that fucking room up and look me in my eyes and ask me who made this big mess. You did. I sat here and watched you make this mess. And the Brady Bunch too. They had a movie come out. I used to watch that movie. I had the cassette. We used to rewind it till it broke. Now, I'm not telling y'all that every single energy stock is automatically a winner, and it does not mean that we need to blindly chase after some type of huge move, right? But I'm showing y'all some of these. I showed y'all a bunch of defense stocks. Come and knock on my door, Stinky Pinky. Looking at, waiting for you. But the kisses are hers and his. Three's Company too. Yeah, I used to watch that shit too. Ain't no reason why I'm 34 and I ain't seen none of them in a while and still can remember the theme songs and shit. I think I think his name was Jack. Yeah, he was lucky, man. Jack had a polygamous relationship with his friends in his room. They was his friends and roommates. But you couldn't tell me he wasn't dating both of them. Now, there are certain, why we talking about this? I got y'all on the TV show, Ben. We went back down memory lane now. I want to talk about Duchess, not Unsolved Mysteries, not X-Files. We ain't talking about none of them. Ooh, Unsolved Mysteries. Yo. We cutting this shit off. I'm not mad Cable gone. I am not mad Cable is gone, y'all. I'm so glad we don't live in that era no more. I I don't like subscription based television. Don't get me twisted. You feel me? I think it's bogus. They got us paying monthly subscriptions for shit we used to be able to buy and watch whenever we wanted. You know, shit crazy. Shit crazy. But yeah, what sectors do y'all think may get hurt from this war situation? Tell me what sectors do y'all think gonna get hurt? Are we one during COVID we dealt with healthcare. We dealt with healthcare. What is it gonna be this time? What sectors should we be paying attention to? I'm about to put y'all attention towards some. It's gonna make us some money once we, execute the information. Jobs chase is not really a sector. Kinda, but not really. I'm talking about airlines can have problems when fuel get expensive. Transportation heavy businesses, Uber, Lyft. Okay. Companies with weak profit margins can have problems because they do not have much cushion if the cost jump. Duchess, I don't know either. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say technology because right now technology just kind of went to a level. I guess we can look at how technology performed during the war on Iraq to kind of come up with a thesis on that because there was that technology boom that happened around the same that was still going on around the time of that. But this is different. We got more shit now than we did then, and it can do a lot more than it could do then. But yeah, heavily indebted companies can have problems because tighter financial conditions make life harder for them. Speculative growth stocks can have problems if investors become less willing to pay high prices for future dreams in a risk-off environment. So let me explain that last one. A risk-off environment means investors become more cautious. Investors become more cautious. They prefer safety, quality, stronger balance sheets, and real cash flow over some hyped up ass exciting story and a bunch of big promises. So that's why some high valuation names can get hit during these uncertain periods. It's not always because the business is bad. Sometimes it's because the market becomes less generous. And that's pretty much what we about to see now. So what about gold? Gold can attract attention. We might see gold pump more. We might see silver pump more. All the safe havens. But how many of y'all feel like y'all behind? Who feels like they behind and they missed out on this move and they didn't get let me know. Talk to me. Who feel like they behind? Though, so don't nobody feel like they behind? Okay, good. As long as by 2041 my accounts are up, I'm good. Telly, you got so much time, you super good. Okay, there we go. Just missed out on this move, Duchess. So look, I want to speak to the person who feel like they behind. So if that's not you, it's fine. But I'm talking about the person who sees the move already happen, right? Oil already ran, gold already moved, the market has already dropped, and now they feel pressure to do something because they think they missed it. I'm talking to them. If you got FOMO, I'm here to help you. Don't have that fear of missing out. You didn't miss shit. But that kind of pressure is dangerous, which is why I want to spend a little time talking to them because don't have FOMO. You ain't missed out on shit. Okay? Not yet. We gonna make sure it don't happen. So not yet just means we have a chance to stop it from happening. I'm short on time, so I'm always under pressure. Yeah, Stinky Pinky, you the ghostwriter. So that type of pressure is when people do low quality trades. Not Stinky, because Stinky always under pressure. But I'm saying when people are, you know, having that type of FOMO, they do low quality trades. What do you have up? Can barely see it. Is it oil? Yes, this is the S&P. This is SPY, but I got it too far out. So I only want to see the past 4 hours so we can see what it's doing right now. Yeah, this is SPY. And then this one is the VIX. This one is the VIX, the volatility index. This one shows us how much fear is in the market. Matter of fact, how much volatility is in the market. Usually when the VIX goes up, SPY goes down. Usually. Because it doesn't mean that. It's just showing you that this is how much volatility is expected. Now, people who have FOMO they have low quality trades. That's when people buy after the move is obvious. Come on now. Like, it's obvious the move already happened and you like, come on now. Like, let's not make that you. If it already happened, realize that. Realize that. It's obvious. So that is when people take oversized positions trying to catch up. I'm going to get in oil and I'm going to put a lot of, no. That's when people confuse, again, urgency with opportunity. If that is you, breathe. Dez said, I charted the whole oil move and missed the alert. Dez, I want you to practice automatic orders. I want you to practice automatic orders. And yeah, problem, you can just take your phone and if you turn it sideways and put it in like full screen mode, you can zoom in. All right. User 1126 says, good advice. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So if that's you, breathe. Like, you don't need to chase. You do not have to chase because you were late to one move. I told you, if you chase something, it's running from you. You do not have to chase anything because you was late to one move. There will always be another setup. There will always be another setup. There will always be another week. It's going to always be another opportunity. Yeah, look into setting them automatic orders. Like, you could have a order set for that shit to buy when it get to that level. And have an automatic stop loss set on it too when they get to that level. Limit orders is a motherfucker, Dez. Paper trade limit orders, and it's gonna help you master the art of how to do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Practice paper trading. But if your money long, then do. Some people be like, I don't fuck with paper trading because it's fake. I get that, but hey, if you want to use real money because it make your heart beat faster, then do that. I'm not mad at you for that. I got a good imagination. Come with me, and you'll be in a my bad. So look, a mature investor understands that missing one move is better than forcing a bad move. Okay? Now, one of the hardest lessons for beginners is learning when not to act. I'm about to get up out of here too. I ain't gonna be on here all night giving y'all everything, cause then I'm gonna really be tired. I start like mixing words and yeah, I drain myself sometimes. I've been on here already. Let me see how long we've been live for. 2 hours and 36 minutes. I've been live for 2 hours and 36 minutes. Can y'all believe I've been on here teaching and talking for 2 hours and 36 minutes? Chase says, yeah, we've been here. I know you've been here, Chase. A few other people got here 30 minutes late, but y'all still been here too for 2 hours. So I know y'all tired. We not, I'm finna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up, B. Sometimes waiting is the right move, y'all. Sometimes you don't need to like trade. Taking no trade is a trade too. Okay. So if the market is chaotic and you do not understand the structure, waiting is the smart thing to do. Right? If a move has already become crowded and extended, okay, after a overweight person runs up a flight of stairs, they ain't even got to be overweight. Out of shape. If an out of shape person run up a flight of stairs, I don't even want to say out of shape. If anybody run up a flight of stairs, your ass should be tired unless you conditioned to just do that. But still, If something is too extended, it'll get tired. So if your emotions are too high, waiting is smart. If you and the only reason I said that because sometimes this shit goes straight up and then y'all act like it don't gotta stop or come down. All right, now waiting is not weakness. If you trying to force certainty when there ain't none, where none exists, waiting is smart. You listen, waiting is discipline when everybody else wants to impress themselves with some type of motion. Them damn screenshots gonna get y'all killed. It's gonna get y'all smoked. So don't be trying to take screenshots, take pictures, screen record, man. Take profit. Take profit. Now, again, before I go, let's strip this all the way down. If y'all new, hit the follow button so you don't miss another live. Hit the follower button on period. I wouldn't mind coming up on the come down. Right. So the real problem is not just the war. The real problem is undisciplined behavior under this type of pressure. You don't want to panic, and we not chasing a damn thing. Damn, brother, you give so much knowledge. Wish I could have met you 5 years ago and could have saved a lot. Well, Lorenzo, that's funny you say that because 5 years ago I wouldn't have saved you shit. Okay? 5 years ago I would have been trying to get you to buy crypto. I would have been trying to get you to buy crypto 5 years ago. I was a crypto bro. I wouldn't have been teaching you shit. I just would have been telling you you better be buying crypto. Now, what you talking about, Duchess? Oh yeah, the way I said it, yeah. No, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it a buck. I ain't gonna lie. I only been trading about 3.5 years. Actually investing, trading, not even a whole 3.5 years. I was not trading during that GameStop era during COVID. I wish I was. See, that's what introduced me to stock options. Was when I found out what happened during that GameStop shit and was like, I couldn't believe I missed out on that. I was buying during this time, but I wasn't fucking with options. Options is dangerous. Options is not something that, I don't let nobody fool y'all. It's people that got y'all thinking that they making money every day doing that shit. They showing you they wins. If they gonna do that, bust it open. Let me see the whole account. If you gonna do that, if you gonna flex, let me see them losses too. Let me see them losses too. I only want to show the losses. Fuck it. This whole year I ain't showing no more wins. I'm only showing losses. Because I think a lot of people got the game fucked up. You need to see the proper way to lose. That way you know, because if you can lose right, you good. You good. But the people that tell you that they winning every trade, make them show you everything. Yeah, it's crazy. If they tell you that they win in every single trade, make them show you everything. Now, you lose more than you win, and it don't fucking matter as long as you lose a little bit. I keep telling y'all that it's probability. This is not magic. I'm not a genius. It's just easy math. If I lose a little bit every time I take a loss, and I can maximize my gains and minimize my losses. That part, Juju. That part. I promise you they can win 9 trades and that last one that they take can wipe out the 9 wins. All they showing us is the times they won, but they in the negative because every time they take a loss, it's wiping out the wins. Just like when I learned snowboarding, I needed to learn how to stop, fall, break before I flew down. Right. It's just like that. You got to have a stop loss. You got to learn how to stop before you blow your account. Now, we not about to abandon long-term plans. We can't forget our real goals during this situation. We don't want to confuse information with wisdom either, though. Now, this market, the chaos in it, is going to test your behavior. So structure is the solution, y'all. Having cash reserves. You need to protect that buying power and make sure you got some buying power. And if you're struggling with money, start thinking about what other assets can you build? What other sources of income can you create? If you've never thought about it before, now's the time to think about it. Don't sleep on your ability to do so, to create massive passive income for yourself. Okay? So, The solution is focusing on quality and remembering your time horizon and slowing down your thinking when the world speeds up like it's doing right now. Not panicking, not bravado. You know, we don't want to pretend to know everything, and we not trying to turn every war headline into money right away. The real solution is usually a lot less exciting than the fantasy that they be spreading on TikTok and shit, right? And Reddit and YouTube or wherever. But it's also much more useful. The truth, the real solution is way more useful. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If y'all don't remember nothing else I done said tonight, remember this. Let's say two people both got $5,000. The first person get emotional. They see the war headline. They see oil already ran hard, and they say, "This is my shot." They put the whole 5,000 into one trade without no plan, no stop, no idea how much money they can really lose. That person is gambling. Okay. The second person slows down. They keep part of their money available for real life. Okay. They might die that fucking month, but they was paying on a life insurance bill. So now they was paying on the policy. So now something happened to them. They family is straight. Fuck stocks. They got a check because they didn't have stocks like that anyways, or they got both of them. But if you don't got neither one, inbox me your name and your number so we can make sure we get you together. But they keep contributing to their long-term plan as well. They keep part of their money available for real life. And if they decide to take a tactical trade, they use a much smaller amount with the defined risk limit. That person is managing money. Okay, same world, same headlines, same week. But one person is acting from emotion and the other person is acting from structure. Okay, that's the difference between stress and discipline. This is exactly, hold on, where we at? Where we at? Here we go. Yeah, this is exactly why mentorship matters. And community matters too. Because in moments like this, people do not just need facts, they need guidance. They need somebody to help them think clearly. And you need accountability. You need accountability. I'm the personal trainer that's gonna smack the fat ass hamburger out your hand. Cause you coming to the gym, you working out, you want it. You showing a bit of consistency, but you lacking the discipline. You want instant gratification. You want results, right? But you fucking it up on the back end. So look, they need help separating what matters from what is just noise. And a lot of people are not just losing because they lazy. They losing because they isolated. They isolated. Yeah, because nobody ever taught them how to structure money. They losing because every time the market get emotional, they become emotional too. That's why community matters. That's why mentorship matters. That's why process matters. But don't think you need a mentor if you haven't exhausted all of the free shit first. Go watch the YouTube videos. Go watch ChatGPT. Go ask ChatGPT. Go ask him. Go Google some shit. Do whatever you can. Take advantage of the PDFs. There's a lot of free shit online before you try to pay somebody for their time and services or for their products or whatever the case may be. See, if I gave a fuck, if all I cared about was your money, I wouldn't tell you to go look up the free shit too. All right, so if you somebody who need help building that structure, that is exactly where the mentorship come in. If you need help understanding how to invest with more discipline, how to separate trading from wealth building, how to stop making emotional decisions when the market get loud, that is what I help people do. Okay? Whether that's setting up a Roth, understanding how it fit into your long-term future. If you need help reviewing life insurance and understanding protection and making sure your family protected, your loved ones, that matters too, because building wealth without protection is incomplete. All right? If you need help getting organized around a trust, you don't have a trust account set up, you want to start trust planning and account set up, right? We can have a conversation about that because it matters as well. That kind of work needs to be done the right way and with the right structure, not just copied off the internet like people baking a fucking cake or something, right? Real planning needs real care. Telling you, we're gonna talk about it. I think we scheduled Tuesday. But yeah, the goal is bigger than one trade, y'all. The goal is to build a financial life, a solid financial foundation that can survive chaos. Can y'all believe I have more shit to talk about? Can y'all believe I didn't get to talk about everything? I've been on here for 3 hours and I still didn't get to talk about everything. I think I joked too much, so I don't get to cover everything I wanted to talk about, but it's cool. We're going to cover it the next time I come on. I want to get some good rest tonight because Monday finna be fun day. This finna be a good day. Today gonna be a good day. We're gonna make today twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. All right, everybody that know what y'all need to do, inbox me if you need my help. Don't play with it, stay with it. Now inbox me. And if you already on my schedule, I see you whenever we schedule. And y'all enjoy the rest of this night/morning. Y'all are welcome. Let's keep structure. That's right, Chase. Good night. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Y'all are now smarter than you was when you entered the live. You was already a smart person when you entered the live. You even smarter now. It feel good to grow. I love growing. I love to grow and develop. It's a problem when you stay the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm about to go put some kale in the air fryer. I've been here eating these cashews, but I'm done. I don't want no more cashews. I'm about to make some kale, y'all. It's Ramadan, and I ain't get to eat today for real. That's right, Chase. I'm hungry. I might make some squash, some butternut squash and shit too. Mm-hmm. Maybe some jasmine rice. Mm-hmm. Saute some shit up. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get up off here, y'all. Good night, y'all.